Bancroft messed up really bad, and because of that, he's no longer allowed to do this.
Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of Attack on Productions. Back at you with round 3 of the Copper Hill Cheese Rolling Contest. Today it's Gouda, played by Fluff, and Mozzarella, played by Matt. But before we get into the match, remember to like, subscribe, all that fetish stuff. Why say no when it feels so good to say yes?
What?
I don't know. But today we've got Bancroft, Jimmy, returning Tanner, and for the first time, Matt.
Hey everybody, how are you doing?
Bancroft's not allowed to talk.
I just
Bancroft's in the naughty corner.
Yeah.
So what we've got here today is the championship round of our most recent locals. I am playing Red Gogeta from last set. I love Gogeta decks. I've actually been trying to rehabilitate Soul Striker, the starter Gogeta from set 5, using the new 8-drop from this most recent set. And but I'm running, the set 5 lead.
Soul Punisher. You're talking about that
Soul
deck.
Punisher. Excuse me, Soul Punisher. But anyway, I'm running last set's Red Gogeta, and Fluff will tell you about his deck.
Real quick. Sorry, I have to say this real quick. So, if you're Mozzarella and you're playing red deck, is this your marinara?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, just
Dare
making
you
sure.
say spice? Is there spice in the marinara?
And
That's what the kids say.
I'm playing Bergamo. This is kind of a weird take on the reboot because it's really Gouda. Like you'll see. It's just it goes off so Gouda.
I regret.
So,
Much.
something new we
I
want to do.
regret
Something new we want to start doing. Fluff, if you kind of could go over the idea of your deck, and then afterwards, kind of Matt to go over your deck. Like besides the idea,
Yeah.
it's Trio of Danger. Oh, it's Gogeta.
So the whole idea is to utilize the Tournament of Power locking potential of the Trio to Danger, so the 4-drop to prevent battle cards from attacking. Once you have 2 of those on the field, battle cards can't attack because they protect each other. It gives all the doggies barrier. Basil is pressure. Lavender can spot removal problematic control cards. And then the leader also gets the ability to prevent the opponent's leader from attacking either it or Unisons as long as you've got the 3 dogs on the field. This was it's based on, I guess recently there was the 6th place Italian deck or Bergamo deck in Italy. So I kind of looked at what they were running because I had been really stuck on this leader.
Bergamo.
Yeah, it's really, really terrible.
I'm sorry to all the Italian fans of Dragon Ball.
Yeah.
You're all right, I guess.
But so this was just kind of my take on what it could do because I don't think it utilized like the Comfrey and the 4-drop Trio to Danger from set 4, I think it was. Set 4 or set 6, I can't remember exactly.
Which one? The
4-drop Trio to Danger, the yellow one.
The yellow one? That was what set was that?
I think it's set.
Is it not Tournament of Power?
No, it came out
Tournament
after.
Power was blue.
Yeah, and it was yellow, but it was just in the middle of a set somewhere. I think it was like set 6.
And
I think it was set 7 or 8. Because I think it come out in the same set as the Black Boo stuff, didn't it?
While Matt is telling us about his deck, I will look.
So with what you'll see with this version of Gogeta is going back to the expansion before this one. The first week or two it hit the meta, everybody was playing it hyper aggro because you could get the turn 3, and if you timed your awakening correctly, you could get your Gotenks Unison up to 6. You could get your 6-drop Gogeta out, and then the next thing you know, you've got 4 double strike attacks in one turn. But people quickly found out that that's usually not enough to win the game on turn 3. And I think the Bandai had intended this to be a control deck, which is, ironic because I'm not by nature a control player. I prefer aggro. But early turns with this, I think you're best suited focusing on Jiren, removing problematic battle cards, running some topos early on, using what I think is the single most important piece of red tech in the game, Kaioken Goku, to pay 2 to remove pretty much anything ignoring barrier, 25 or less. And then, turn 4, turn 5 is when you really go for the kill with this deck.
Mark of the Wolves, Trio to Danger Mark of the Wolves is from set 9.
Yeah, Universal.
Flat.
So, Matt, I asked you this earlier. What do you think of that expansion, Gogeta? That you
I think it has a lot of potential. Fluff doesn't like it. I played 3 games on Saturday. I ended up doing really well. I never actually used it, so that may be an argument to take it out and put in a Wolf Fang. But the nice thing about it is, suppose you're stuck on 5-drop Gogeta, as you will see that I will be stuck on 5-drop Gogeta for quite a bit in this game. And I'm trying to get to a 35k Gogeta, but for whatever reason, I can't find, my 6-drop or my 8-drop from set 6. The nice thing about the new promo Gogeta is you just fuse, pay 3, search your deck, pull a Gogeta that gets you to 35k, and then you can go in to your SCR Broly. And the real nice thing about that is, if there's one weakness to the new from last set 6-drop, is you can't play battle cards for the turn after it's played. So if you use the promo Gogeta and pull out one of the 8-drops from either the video game promo or the set 6 8-drop, you can then that same turn go into SCR Broly, because of course that prohibition that the 6-drop contains wouldn't apply. So I think it has potential. I'm running 2 of them right now. I may take one out and put in a Wolf Fang.
So I want to point something out real quick. 2 days ago, you all would have saw my battle against Fluff, where I wouldn't really call it a battle. It was really just a
bloodbath.
Yeah. Go over your battlefield, Fluff, because something's completely different at this point.
Yeah, if you've noticed and been paying attention to the action on the field, I have used 4 oreganos and burnt 3 super combos. I am digging for my Zeno Unison. The deck goes off on 4 energy and just requires that Zeno to get you up a turn early to start throwing your opponent off. So I've essentially drawn 14 extra cards and not seen a single Zeno, but I have the cards in my hand to just explode when I'm ready to. I've got the Comphrase, I've got the Trio to Danger Mark of the Wolves, I've got Sensu Beans, I've got Dimension Magics, I've got everything. I've got multiple Trunks in my hand. And I think you'll notice I actually combo off of Trunks because I just don't have anything to use it with. Like, I don't see a Zeno.
And what you'll notice on my side was a lack of familiarity with me on the part of Bergamo, because I took the Jiren off the board, went into Go Tanks, not realizing that once he gets his multiple Bergamos out, the Jiren is critical for the activate battle, neg 25. Otherwise, my attack board is crippled. The other unfortunate play on my part was I did not have 6-drop Gogeta in hand at this point when I put Go Tanks on the board. My thinking was I'm going to draw 3 cards when I go into the 5-drop, 1 off the lead and 2 off the Gogeta. And I'm thinking, well, surely I'm going to draw into it, but no such luck. So I end up plussing 0 on the Unison because I can't neg it this turn. And I'm just trying to buy time.
I know that I was really relieved when you took the Jiren off the field to play the Go Tanks. And then I was anxious because you started going up your Gogeta chain. And I was like, gosh, he can attack. He can put a ton of pressure on. And then when you just +0 to draw a card, I was like, okay, he's probably digging for his 6-drop at that point. Otherwise, you would have absolutely played it. So this is my opportunity to establish a field. And
no, you're at 3 life right now, Fluff.
I'm at 3 right now.
I think even if I had the 6-drop and been able to -5 the Go Tanks Unison, I think you probably survived the turn.
I just probably didn't have enough aggro to push and survive the game if you did. Because at this point, I don't have Baby Hatch in hand. I do have a couple negates, so I would have been able to get rid of that. It just would have been a ton of... It would have been a ton of pressure on my hand, I think. So here I'm swinging, I'm Sensu Beaning up. I'm restanding my energy to play another Comfrey to establish another Bergamo. And this is kind of the strength of this deck. It is essentially 8, 12, 15 energy worth of cards for 3 energy. You essentially get to play 4 battle cards for 3 energy, which is so much value. I mean, it's probably Vegek's good as far as value is concerned. It just doesn't happen turn 1 or turn 2. It typically happens on turn 3 with a Zeno on field. And that's usually enough because then I have like the Trunks counterplays to stop crackback attempts.
And at this point, I don't think I'm surviving this turn. Even though I have 4 life, all of my energy is tapped, and I'm exceedingly nervous at this point.
Yeah. I know that if I don't think that I can out combo you to get your life down. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to ensure that you can't resolve that Gotenks unison -5. That's really all I want to do is just ensure that you can't do that. Matt's drop area is off camera, but if you notice in the beginning of this turn, he did after image on that first Comfrey, which is why I didn't swing with that one. So I left that in active mode. I got the Bergamos in rest mode, which is the important. So I passed the turn knowing that I am going to be a little defensive. Unfortunately, this is red, and red has a ton of spot removal in the form of negation, like battle power minusing. So I know if Matt has the right cards, he can just zap one of them off the field, which enables him to start going in with his battle cards.
And at this point, I have no idea what I'm playing for energy. I'm really torn trying to decide what I'm going to do. I still don't think I have a 6-drop. I don't think I actually ever get a 6-drop Gogeta in hand until very late in game. And yeah, I think I finally end up playing an after image.
Yeah.
And this turn takes a long time because I go back and forth. And here I've Kaiokened one of his wolves, which is a huge, huge help for me because otherwise it would have pretty much limited me to only attacking the wolves.
Yeah. And I basically, at that point, realized that I'm going to the Bergamo because you're probably going to try to swing through it with your leader, Unison. And you could have even swung with that 5-drop Gogeta and just applied that pressure.
And the reason I didn't was I didn't want to risk you trying to kill him on your turn. I've got a Topo in hand right now, and I'm debating trying to push for game or just see if I can stall with another turn with Topo and then go for you next turn.
If I'm not mistaken, I think you pass here. I think you just pass.
I do just pass. I'm going back and forth on what to do.
Yeah.
There are activate main on the Gotenks.
So I protect the leader, or I protect the Bergamo. I was hoping to establish 3 of them because I've got another Comfrey Trio to Danger Wolf card in hand to establish a 3rd Basil and a 3rd Bergamo. You just got rid of that other Bergamo. I feel like had I been able to have 3 of those on the field in rest mode, I would not have been able to survive the turn. Or I don't think you would have been able to get through it. I'm sorry.
No, there's no way. There's no way I win that game if you have 3 Bergamos in rest. No way.
So at this point, it's just a matter of I can't remember what's happening here. I think that you are considering your options.
I'm just going back and forth, and I finally decide. I finally resign myself to the fact that I've got to leave the energy open in Topo next turn.
So you attempted swing on it with lead. That gives it 5. You swing with Unison. That gives it another 5. So at this point, it's 30,000.
Yeah, at this point, I'm just, trying. Again, I've never played this deck before, and I haven't studied this deck. So I'm just, kind of haphazardly messing around, trying to figure out what to do.
Is it per attack, or I thought it was battle card attacks?
I can look, but I thought it was anytime this card is attacked. Yeah, when this card is attacked, it gains plus 5,000 power for the duration of the turn.
Dang.
So,
okay.
Yeah. So it's leader, Unison, or battle card attack. It just gets bigger and bigger, and they become walls, essentially. even just having one of them on the field can stop your opponent's battle cards from being able to get to your leader.
Like I think at one point I had announced I was going to attack, and then I thought about it, and then Fluff let me restand, and I passed.
Yeah. So here you topo. One of the weaknesses to this deck is it draws a lot early, and then once it starts going off, you play the Comfrey, and then you play a card from your hand to play 2 cards from your deck. So you're losing those 2 cards net negative in your hand. Topo really hurts this deck because it is so battle card centric. And I think I would rather deal with a dormant potential than deal with Topo. Because at least then I can get another Bergamo swing or a leader swing measure.
Yeah, Topo is fantastic because the thing about dormant is it's not costing you resources. It's just biding the opponent time. Whereas Fluff's deck is the longer the game goes, the more Bergamos get on the field for Fluff. It's the Topo that actively costs him resources to get his Bergamos into rest, which is just brutal.
Yeah. And so here I'm going to play this second Bergamo, but I have to choose, do I want the leader draw or do I have to put that Bergamo in rest mode? I've got a negate in hand, so I know that I'm safe. I've got plenty of cards in active mode. I feel very confident in defending the Bergamo. So
Fluff, is there a way to get a Bergamo in rest without attacking? Like some sort of leader skill, or do you have to swing?
I think you have to swing with them. I'm sure there are effects out there that are like rest mode this card. If I were playing like the Vegeta Unison of Fury, I'll probably never play that in this particular build because there's not enough yellow, but that could rest mode a Bergamo without having to attack.
Which would theoretically save you 2 cards against a Topo, but it wouldn't be a good fit.
Yeah. I got really lucky and ripped a hatch on that leader swing, so I felt really vindicated in doing that. Alternatively, I could have probably, the beginning of that turn, boarded a Zeno and had a Trunks live in the event that you topoed, so I could just Trunks the topo back to your hand.
Now this is just devastating for me because I think I have him here. This is a triple striker, dual attacker Gogeta. And I think I also have the SCR Broly in hand at this point. So I'm like, I've got him. And then, bam, baby hatch. And he only had 1 Bergamo in rest as well.
Yeah.
So he plays that baby hatch, and I'm just deflated. And then at that point, I essentially I didn't scoop up, but I make a joke, good game Fluff, like an idiot, forgetting I have another Topo in hand.
Yeah. So you had said good game. I don't think I have a Zeno in hand to board here. Otherwise, I would have probably boarded a Zeno after just being topo the turn before. But I know once you did that, I'm pretty much done. So I have to get both Bergamos in rest mode. So I just sack my entire hand to get both rested. And that's probably a mistake because I'm pretty sure I discarded a negate to do.
And here I realize I'm about to play something, and then I realized I haven't drawn or placed an energy. So Fluff lets me get my gameplay right. At this point, I'm so stressed this late in the game.
Knowing what happens in this turn, I'm glad that I decided to rest mode that Bergamo, because had I decided to swing with lead to get a draw or just pass the turn, you popping another Jiren down would have probably just ended the game in and of itself right then and there.
Yeah,
because it would have been an active mode.
The Jiren auto kills 1 Bergamo,
yeah.
And if you hadn't rest moded the other, that's ball game.
Yeah. So I have to just defend here, and I've got a grip of battle cards on the field. I'm sitting on 10 active mode battle cards to combo with, so I can sufficiently defend. And Matt's hand is tiny. You'll like notice 2 or 3 cards.
When you see what I play here in a few minutes, I'm not playing smart here. I'm just, for whatever reason, I don't want to waste swings, even though, I'm making the Bergamo more and more powerful. I should have just immediately gone into my finishing card, which you'll see here in a second.
Yeah.
Like here, I'm just, wasting combo fodder. I'm just nervous because we're playing for a tournament final, and I'm playing an excellent player against a deck I haven't seen before, and I'm not playing smart.
I sequenced incorrectly here. So you notice I comboed 2 of the Trio to Dangers there instead of 2 of the Basils. And my thought was follow up next turn pressure. Had I kept another Trio to Danger and got rid of another Basil, this wouldn't have happened. You would have used the Brawly to kill this Bergamo like you did.
And I should have, and what I should have done was after the Jiren popped the first Bergamo, I should have immediately gone into Broly.
Yeah.
He reduces all opponents' combos by 5, so his only combo piece at that point is Baby Hatch.
But
so the second Bergamo is dead.
Doing what you did, though, allowed your leader to attack my... And had I not comboed off that second wolf, if I had comboed off the Basil, I would have had Bergamo, Lavender, Basil on the field, which would have kept your lead from swinging into my face.
That's a good point. Yeah, that's a really good point. So it worked out for the best.
You sequenced correctly there because, and then I sequenced incorrectly. So it was definitely a well-earned win on your behalf.
Okay.
We actually have done this twice, so there's not as much spontaneity here.
Yeah. Because Softcroft forgot to record the first time.
Man, it's just more and more people, huh?
Hey, if you made it this far into the video, tell Bancroft to check the recording every time, and maybe one day he'll get hard. Maybe one day
he'll be Hardcroft.
Yeah, Hardcroft.
I mean, I'm okay. I'm okay with Bancroft. I'm just banned from here on out.
Yeah, just banned.
Yeah.
Now to get Hardcroft, you have to drop him off at the Bancroft daycare.
So we're getting really sidetracked. Fluff, can we since you're hosting this video?
And after he trains for about 10 weeks at the daycare.
Let me just mute everyone real quick, Fluff, for you. All right.
Wait, we're talking about
we're getting
Softcroft in the terms that you would expect calling someone soft would be, and you bring up a daycare, Matt. What are you trying to say about Bancroft?
I'm trying to make. Isn't that what they call it in Pokemon? You drop them off.
It is.
And then when you come back and pick them up, they've leveled up into their next form.
No,
okay,
no.
Context, that's a lot better.
They don't evolve. They just level up. You have to actually.
Right, so you drop him off at, we'll call it the gymnasium. You drop him off at the gymnasium with complete strangers. You come back in 10 weeks and he's Hardcroft.
No, it's still Softcroft until you win a battle and level it up yourself.
The fact that Bancroft is trying to correct Matt on this arbitrary story explains everything you need to know about Bancroft being soft.
That I played Pokemon.
And on that, the video is rambling on. So this is where everyone gets a chance to say their final words. Thank you so much for watching. Please hit that like, subscribe button, fetish things. Apparently, people in this chat have fetishes about things that are soft. Matt, final words?
I would just say if Bancroft were a Pokemon that repeated a phrase, his phrase would be "read your cards." Even though I think that's Fluff's line.
Tanner, we miss you. McKagan sucks. Final words?
Yeah, I'm just sad the Fimi thing didn't come back up, but
yeah,
maybe next time. Maybe
next time.
It's a mythical warrior. It's like a mythic rare in Magic, or a mythical Pokemon bred in an unholy lab. Fimi.
Jimmy, is it true that people that thumbs down this video, it burns when they pee? Is that true?
I guarantee it, and they also got no drip.
I'm sure they don't.
Zero drip. Negative drip.
Minus 20 drip.
Bancroft, final words. I don't have a witty thing for you. So they're giving you enough shit. Did you hit record this time? Final words.
Yeah. So from here on out, I will be continuing to do the intros, Fluff. I'm very sorry. But with that being said, I'll let you finish it up.
Read your cards. Know your plays. I fucked it up. Fluff out.